Welcome to the inaugural edition of Arts in the View, which is a quarterly newsletter from Arts Bellevue. In each edition, among other things, we're going to spotlight some individual or organization in the arts so you can get a sneak peek into their work. And for this first edition, we thought it might be great to introduce Arts Bellevue to our viewers. We'll actually reintroduce our viewers to Arts Bellevue because the organization has changed over the years in its short lifespan already. And here with me today is the president and CEO of Arts Bellevue, Glenn Biggs. Welcome and thank you for joining me
Thanks,
today.
Kathleen. Thanks for being here, and thanks for doing this with us.
Well, this newsletter is going to be quite informative to people in our community to let them know not only what we're doing, but what others are. So let's just jump in and why don't we start with who is Arts Bellevue?
Who is Arts Bellevue? I know that a lot of people don't know who Arts Bellevue is, and there's a couple reasons for that, which is that we started off in 2018 as a 501c3 organization, which was mainly on paper, but we really didn't get our feet on the ground until 2019. We started off with several new projects that we wanted to try out, but we really were creative with a few strategies in mind for the community. One was we want to be a resource for arts and the artist, and that can look a lot of different ways. But mainly just make sure that arts and the artists have a connecting point to our community. We also know that it's an opportunity for promoting diversity through arts and through the education components. And the more of that we do, I think the stronger of an organization we become. We want to build an engaged community through arts collaboration. So we're not here just for ourselves. This really is an organization that's here to collaborate and partner and to enhance the community that we live in here in Bellevue and the surrounding communities such as Kingston and Pegram and Fairview. We want them to be as engaged with us as everybody else. And we also want to make this area a destination place. We want folks to go, let's go out there because they got some really cool things going. There's an art show. There's some great music happening. There could be a lot of stuff, but we want people to know that they can come to Bellevue and also enjoy the arts.
There's so much to offer here, and I think there's no other organization like Arts Bellevue in our community to really pull it all together to create these resources and to then provide them to the community. Not just the community to consume the arts and engage in the arts, but as you said, to support the arts.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are some of the things that Arts Bellevue has done already?
Oh,
It's
wow.
very short history. The pandemic took a big slice out of that.
It certainly put the brakes on for a while.
It
did. One of the things I want people to know is that we are, as far as I know, we are the only community arts organization in all of Metro Nashville. There are other communities that are now looking at building their own arts organizations, their own community arts organizations, but Community Arts of Bellevue, or Arts Bellevue, our previous name, our new name, is the only arts organization, community arts organization that exists. So through that, we've been able to do, like pre-pandemic, we did a series that we started called Viewing the Round. That was a singer and songwriter night that we did once a month that really about showcasing, again, it's about showcasing and uplifting the arts and the artists that really do reside here in the Bellevue area. But not necessarily. It's also about bringing arts into the Bellevue area as well. So that show was at World Music. We've lost that venue, which was one of our major venues. It was our art home for a while. But they got closed during the pandemic, so we've lost that. So we've really been scrambling on finding new space in order to do our programming in. We did that. We did an art show. We did several theater productions.
New works
and original works. Right. And also we did 2 musicals that were actually written by people who live here in Bellevue. There are 2 very talented people who wrote these 2 musicals. Scheherazade and her 101 Night Stands, and also A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Bethlehem. All those. And then Janet McMahon also came back and wrote another musical for us for the 9/11 20th anniversary last year. So we've done really nice, and that was all pre-COVID, and then we got shut down and stopped, and then we moved into a new phase.
Well, I came on the board right just before COVID hit. It was, I think, January of 2020.
Yeah.
So I just had a couple of months under my belt in service to the board, and then all of a sudden, a screeching halt because of the pandemic. So everybody, to survive, had to find some form of pivoting.
Yeah.
How did we pivot?
No, we pivoted fast. I'll say that.
Yeah, like in nanoseconds.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I mean, really, in my employment work, March 13th was actually kind of like the day that everything started shutting down.
The day the music died.
That was the day the music died. Bizarre times, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't just music that died that day.
So that's when the world crashed,
Right.
all around us. So yeah, we got back on our feet so fast. You were right there in lockstep with me as we were working on this and trying to figure out what do we do from here. So what we quickly did was we moved to, and we created a new series of programming called Live from the View. And Live from the View it allowed us to take advantage of the internet and do live streaming. We did Facebook and YouTube live programming, and we did it all. I mean, we did it all in those 2 years, year and a half, 2 years that we worked on that program.
Yes.
You were so instrumental in helping us pull.
Well, it took
talent,
a village.
talent.
It took a
We
village.
had a team of people who constantly just stepped right in, and we just really brought it together. We did cooking shows. Remember all this? We did cooking shows. We did musical performances. We did creative writing. We did poetry workshops. We did
The art of the tattoo.
the
The art of the margarita.
Oh, the margarita was really fun.
And remember the
Of
series
course.
we did on Cheekwood? We did a 3-part show on Cheekwood.
That's right. Yeah, we
We've
did.
worked with the Rep. We've worked with
The opera.
the Nashville Opera, Nashville Ballet. We've done a little bit of everything.
We have.
And what I remember most about that time when the board huddled by phone and by Zoom, to figure out what we can do so that our organization still remains vital and relevant and meaningful to people, is that we had and still do a devoted board with passion towards the arts.
Yes.
Again, not to just support the community, but also the artists, to keep them front and center. And that's what Live from the View did, is it provided people content, a way to break away from the what ifs of the pandemic, and also keep artists front and center.
It certainly did, which fulfills our mission statement of what we're here to do, right?
Right.
Keep the community engaged, give them an opportunity to stay engaged, but also provide an avenue for our arts and our artists to excel, exceed, and still be out there and letting people know, hey, I'm still doing what I do.
Well, it's wonderful to do all those things. It really is. And it's a lot of work, which people love. But it doesn't matter unless it has impact.
Right.
Talk about impact, because we've had some.
We have had some. We've had, I think, really, as young as an organization as we are, and with as little out there that we've had an opportunity to really be yet, people really are starting to look to us for our arts and what we bring to the community. In this instance, with Live from the View, I think we did about 125 shows in those 2 years' time. That's a lot of a lot of programming.
Well, remember we started doing what?
Oh, God.
5 a week?
We were doing 5 a week.
That was a little crazy.
Yeah. We all lost our minds for a little while. And then we brought it down to 3 and thought, oh my God, now I'm on vacation.
Yes.
And then we brought it down to once a week. Thursday nights we did Live from the View. We did that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then we started coming back to live programming and being back in person again. But we also reached, I think, when we went back and looked at our numbers, we had over 25,000 views in those 2 years from our people, from folks watching the programs that we're offering. And those programs were important. They weren't all about entertainment or entertaining people. We were also there giving people information that they needed at that time in their lives. We had Dr. Rothenberg, who came in and did the art of the vaccine.
Yeah, he helped develop when he was chief medical officer at Pfizer corporate,
right?
In New York, He told us what we needed to know about what we've been through and what we're about to
and what to look forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
We did the same thing with CBD oil. So
we did.
It's and all with local people.
Autism.
Yes.
Right. So we've done some important information and programs. I don't want to call them shows. I think they're programs because
I think you're right.
Because it wasn't all about, even though arts and music and literary and all these were very important things to do in the world of the arts, but just giving people information that they needed to make decisions for their own selves was very important and vital to our community and to everyone around us. And I will say that the great thing about Facebook and YouTube Live was that was not just concentrated to the Bellevue community. The whole world had access to us if they knew about us. Anybody could check in and see what was going on with Arts Bellevue.
And I think what was also kind of cool about the house concerts that we did through
we did a lot of that.
Live from the View was the diversity.
Yeah.
The diversity of genre and the diversity of ethnicity. So we are deliberate in trying to make sure that we cover as many bases as we can and being as welcoming as we can.
Yes. Cultural relevancy is also a key part to our programming and our mission statement as well, and our strategies, our key strategies that we came up with as a board of directors and as a community of an organization. So those diversity is a massive piece of what we want to accomplish. We're always looking for opportunities to make our programming more diverse.
Are there any things that you see in the future that if Glenn could wave his magic wand for Arts Bellevue, what this organization would take on next? And maybe it's not a specific thing, but an area of focus.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
I see it all. And I see it all the time. I'm constantly looking at the landscape and go, where do we need to be next? What do we need to be talking about next? What do we need to be really paying attention to next? And so it feels like right now when we're coming back out of the pandemic and we're opening back up and we're getting our shows back online, Live from the View, January the 19th was our first show. The live show that we're now doing again.
And where are we doing it?
We are doing it at the Ford Ice Center in Bellevue.
Which is an odd to when you just hear about it.
Yeah.
It's an odd partnership, but it's
a wonderful partnership.
Well, and the space is just stunning. I don't think that many people
have no idea that it even
unless
exists.
they're going there for a hockey kind of event. But it is a beautiful space, and they're just so wonderful to work with.
They're great. It's a great partnership. Partnerships are such a vital part of what we do and who we are. Because not only are we asking people to partner to bring stuff to us, but how can we help them in their community be a better partner as well?
Well, what's nice is we're not always making the phone calls to other people. How can we help? They're calling us. With, we have an idea. Would you be interested?
And I want more of that. I'm always looking for that. We're always open to hearing from the community on ideas and ways that we can all partner together to enhance what we're here to do. Going back to talking about Ford Ice Center though, and the Live from the View, I mean, that is one of the things, talking about diversity. When we're creating the programming for that show, we're always in top of mind with complete intentionality looking at, does this show represent the diversity that we want to bring and show in our community? Does it represent who lives here? Does it represent us as a city? Does it have all the voices that we need to hear from? And if not, what are we missing? And how can we be better at that? It's not easy. And that's not always the path that a lot of people go down, but it's written into our DNA as an organization that we're always to be on the lookout for that.
Well, I think I'm assuming that you feel the same way. We've all been involved with the arts for many years, and so has a lot of the members of our board, representing all different aspects of the arts. We found that arts is a great convener to bring people together.
Sure.
And maybe that's the only common denominator for that initial relationship. And then it starts to build and build and build, and then it becomes much more inclusive.
We're already seeing, that's an impact we're already seeing. We're already seeing artists that didn't realize that other artists were in the community. We're seeing people, just regular people who are coming to our performances, who are coming to our shows, that didn't know we existed, but also like, oh my gosh, look at the people, and starting to make connections and building new relationships.
So going back to Viewing the Round,
Yeah.
that is our signature event.
Yeah.
We will have other events coming in the future, but the signature event is every third Thursday at Ford Ice Center
Bellevue.
in Bellevue.
So there's two of them.
That's a good point. Of course it's in Bellevue. And it's affordable.
Yeah.
We are a membership organization,
We are.
and there's a membership benefit. So talk about the costs and what benefits.
We want to keep tickets as affordable as we possibly can. There are some expenses that come with doing these shows. I will like to do a shout out, excuse me, with the Bellevue Community Foundation that we were able to get a grant from them this year.
They've been amazing.
Hattie and that group does a really nice job, but they were great in giving us a grant this year that helped us build the infrastructure that we needed as an organization in order to bring Live from the View back. Sound equipment, lighting equipment, everything that we needed, the cables. I mean, we had to put together, with this gift from them, we've been able now to put together a portable theater that we can take anywhere and do a show at any time and make things happen.
And
we did not have that before.
Pay the artists.
We're also paying our artists this year. And that to me is like...
We've grown up.
We've grown up. We're adults. We're big people now. We are paying all of our artists that participate in Live from the View this year. It may not be significant amounts of money, but it's a little bit of something that we never were able to offer before. So I want to do a shout out to the foundation for that gift. But the Live from the View is going to be just a great. It's been a great asset to us, and I'm looking forward. It's every third Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Ford Ice Center.
Cost is
$10 a person.
But if you're a member,
there's a 20% discount for members. So
and we've got great membership levels.
And you can go people can go on our website, which is www.artsbellevue.org. And you go up under memberships. It's right at the very top. Click on memberships and become a member. The low cost of $5 a month, and you have no idea the impact that makes on us as an organization to have that support from our community.
Well, Glenn, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share?
I hope that people become more involved with us. I'm excited about the new newsletter that we're kicking off for the first time.
Yes.
There's also, we have a mailing list. So if you want to, you can also email us at info at artsbellevue.org. Send us your contact information, your email information. Let us know that you'd like to be on our email list, so we can always be emailing people with information on upcoming events. Not just us. We also want to let you know what other events are happening. And
we've got a huge list in this newsletter, and I think it's going to continue to expand.
Yeah, we just want to keep
by
the
different
community
genres
It's
too.
another way for us to keep the community informed on what's going on. Not our events, of course, but also other events that are happening that are culturally relevant. That's my key word here.
And the newsletter will also have things for the kiddos, things for artists, stuff you need and should be aware of, things to know, just all different kinds of tidbits. So
absolutely.
Well,
we may throw a recipe in there. You never know. Something.
Maybe we could get you to do a cooking show sometime.
We can do it.
Well, you did that for
Bell Garden last weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And I also did one for Life in the View, and
yes,
you did too.
I did, for Maine.
From Maine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been a great way to share the new and improved Arts Bellevue organization. And our newsletter will be coming out quarterly. So we've got one dropping in January, and then April, July, October. We're hoping to do a special edition in November so that we can capture all of the holiday events.
Well, that's all. Also, thank you to you for all the hard work that you do with this organization.
My pleasure.
And helping to pull this new newsletter together and be the editor and editor-in-chief
been
on this
fun.
one. So I appreciate your help as well.
My pleasure. Thank you. And in our next issue, which will be in April, we're going to spotlight an amazing Bellevue artist who's known nationally and internationally, Michael McBride.
Michael McBride.
So
a board member.
He is a board member. Yes, he is, and he's just so talented, and it's like having a local treasure right in our organization. So I hope folks will tune in for the next edition of our Spotlight, which will be included in our next spring edition.
Can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, let's go eat and have some great art.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.